Hey guys, Rudy here and welcome to Oxygen Not Included. Today we're going to be exploring the mysteries of a Thermo Nullifier. In a previous episode we found a Thermo Nullifier entombed beneath the ice, and we are going to make it operational. So, the Thermo Nullifier is a hydrogen-powered cooling device. What we're going to do today is make a thermo nullification chamber around here and get it active and see what kind of things we can do with it. We'll need to dig out an area to construct our chamber. Now this is the first time I've actually used a thermo nullifier, so I'm not too sure on the specifics, but I have seen pictures on the internet and have read discussions about how to use a thermo nullifier, so I think we'll be alright. And of course, so the thermo nullifier is going to make this chamber extremely cold. What that will allow us to do is, say, pump a liquid around inside the chamber, which will then become super cooled, and then we can use that liquid as a coolant. So what we're going to do is make like a radiator type of thing in here. So we can say pump oil through the chamber, and then the oil will come out super cold, and then we can use that oil to cool things down. Okay, I think we are ready to get this construction project underway. Go, Duplicants, go! At this point, the main construction of our nullification chamber is done. There's still a few more things we need to do. We need to provide an input pipe for the hydrogen that will power the nullifier. I've already started laying out the pipe here. So this will be the hydrogen input. We can hook it directly to this pipe, which originally had been our hydrogen pipe for supplying our generator. So now we're going to start directing our hydrogen towards the thermo nullifier. Additionally, we're going to try and fill this room with with hydrogen to get cooled by the thermo nullifier. So we'll need a high pressure vent. Throw that right down there. For now, I'm going to hook the high pressure vent up to this hydrogen input. We might change that around later, but I want to have the pipe split out here outside of the chamber, so maybe I can mess with it later on. The thermo nullifier is now ready to become fully operational. We are now pumping hydrogen into the thermo nullifier and into the chamber. So we should see some seriously interesting action going on now. It's oscillating. We're getting some oscillations from the thermo nullification crystals. It is anti-entropy. So this device only consumes 10 grams per second of hydrogen. So already we can see that its input pipe is getting backed up. But that's okay, because all the surplus hydrogen will instead flow into the chamber and act as our cooling medium. So we're going to end up with a really cold block of hydrogen in this chamber, and then we'll be able to pump liquid through the chamber, and the liquid will get super cooled, and then we can pump that liquid around the base to sort of act as a cooling device. So we could take these pipes and snake them all the way down here to our polymer press and cool down our polymer press, or cool down some of this machinery. It'll be pretty awesome once we get that operational. Now, of course, at this point, it's going to take a while for this chamber to become fully filled with hydrogen, so we're going to be waiting for a little while. In the meantime, I think I'm going to construct a recreation room for my duplicants. And I think I'll probably do that right here. We're going to deconstruct all this stuff and move it somewhere else. In fact, we don't even need research stations or computers anymore. So let me deconstruct these devices. The recreation room is now complete with 4 massage tables, beautiful art, a plant, and even a statue. A genius sculpture. If we look at our room overlay, we can see that the recreation room provides additional stress relief. Yes, stress relief bonus. I had some pretty serious stress problems while trying to construct this chamber. I was up to 60% at one point, but it never went much higher than that, and I felt like, well, I should build a recreation room, and now we have one. So, we're faced with another problem. It's not a lack of oxygen, but we have too much oxygen. Our vents are routinely becoming overpressurized, so this O2 system is getting backed up. My main concern is that there'll be too much oxygen in here, and then these upper pumps will start pumping oxygen into our Thermo Nullifier. I'm not sure if that is a risk. I'm not sure if that's something that might happen. I mean, it's a risk, you know, if the O2 pressure gets backed up and it flows up there. It could happen. Maybe it won't. I don't know. I don't want to take a chance. Normally, I would just shut this system off and let the duplicants consume a bunch of the oxygen in here and then turn it back on. But I want to continue producing hydrogen. You know, I don't want to stop producing hydrogen. So I have no intention of turning the system off. I think what I'll try and do is make an oxygen storage tank. And we can sort of siphon off some of the O2 into the storage tank. And that should be fun. So this is my oxygen storage tank. What I'm doing is I'm just diverting a small amount of the O2 supply into this tank. It has a high pressure vent, so we'll be able to pump in a ton of O2. And of course there's a pump in here so we can extract the O2 when the time is right. The pump isn't hooked up to anything, but we will be able to hook it up and, you know, get the oxygen out for whatever we need it. Maybe an emergency, or maybe we, you know, who knows. And of course we wisely already hooked it up to the power grid, so we're not going to be like, oh hell. Now, of course, if we tried to have oxygen at this concentration in the base, like 4,000 grams, you know, that would be very bad for the duplicants because it would cause their little duplicant eardrums to pop and they'd get stressed out and be very unhappy. So it's very important that we do not use high pressure vents in the main base, but only in a tank like this. So already it's having an effect. The O2 supply has been greatly reduced. And if for some reason it becomes a problem, like we run out of O2 in the base, we can just completely close the valve. So how is our nullification chamber doing? So we have hydrogen at minus 21 degrees Celsius up at the top here, and we have hydrogen. Oh, we have liquid carbon dioxide at the bottom. That could be problematic. Hopefully, it's not going to block my vent. If it does, we'll just have to somehow get in here and fix it. But I'm guessing this carbon dioxide is eventually going to freeze. I mean, right now the gas is just condensing. I mean, we could have pumped everything out to make this room a perfect vacuum. But, I don't know, this wasn't that big of a deal to me. We are about to hit our 200th cycle. So I've just been letting things go on for a while, and now our thermo nullification chamber is pretty much ready. We have a concentration of 2,000 grams of hydrogen at minus 96 degrees Celsius. This thing is cold. So now we got two options. We can pump liquid through these liquid pipes and have it get cooled down as it goes through. Another option open to us is to use metal tiles to construct a wall out of metal and then put something up next to the chamber, so the heat in whatever is next to the chamber gets sort of exchanged with the coldness in the chamber. I mean, there'll be heat exchange going on through the metal tiles. So those are two things we can do. Oh, what is this here? Liquid chlorine. Wow. How does... Oh, you know what it is? I think it's the gas bridge. Haha, yes, the gas bridge is made out of igneous rock. So its coldness is transferring, and it liquefied this chlorine. We should probably make that gas bridge out of abyssalite, but I fear it may be too late now. Or no, it's never too late. Well, anyway, let's stay on task. How about we're going to dig out, we need to just dig out a very large area. Not too large. We're going to need a chamber to store oil that we can pump through this system. That's going to be our first goal. Okay, so what we got here is we have 2 liquid pumps. One pump will be responsible for circulating the oil through the thermal nullifier, and then another pump will be responsible for sending it off to the base for being used as a coolant. Okay, well that's done. All we need to do now is hook up crude oil input. Let's get our trusty liquid pipe, so we just want to get some crude oil going into that vent. Now where the heck are we going to get some crude oil? It's all the way over here. Alright, that's not too bad. We'll just divert some of this crude oil flow. We certainly have plenty of crude oil to spare, so that's okay. Damn! Haha, we got a problem here. Alright, well, we'll work around this. We have been harried by our own pipe work. Alright, so we need to deconstruct some liquid pipes here. And that's just what we gotta do. We'll have this thing so our oil can pass by our polluted water and clean water. And once they're done making those pipes, we'll be all set. We'll see some pretty cool cooling action. Alright, the pipes are fully hooked up. We have crude oil now headed towards this chamber, so let's see what's going to happen here. We have crude oil packets about to enter the thermo nullification chamber. They enter the chamber at 53 degrees Celsius. Oh my god. Holy smokes. Holy crap. The crude oil is freezing in the pipes and causing the pipes to get damaged. So, I think we made the system a bit too effective. Yeah, a bit too effective. That is ridiculous. Okay, we need to stop this. Let us deactivate this pump. We need to get in here. We have options. We have recourse open to us. We have a way. I think. Let's we need to get into this chamber to deactivate that pump. Yeah, this is a complete disaster. Well, I wouldn't say it's a complete disaster. Let's deconstruct that pipe, that wire, to get the pump disabled. I could not dream of something so effective. I'm surprised at how... I did not expect the cooling effect to be so great. Alright, so what we're going to do is... We're actually going to build some metal tiles here, and that way the coldness, the temperature exchange between the hot oil and the cold hydrogen will be facilitated by metal tiles. And eventually we'll get in here and we'll fix these pipes and try something else. That is really something, I must say. Okay, well, we'll need to queue up some iron ore. Let's make this priority 8. And someone will be along shortly to fill our order. We need to fix these pipes. We got frozen crude oil in here. That is ridiculous. I'm thrilled, but also horrified at the same time. Okay, so we have enough iron ore to build 3 metal tiles. I think we'll do that here and now. We'll just build... We'll turn these abyssalite tiles into metal tiles. Into iron metal tiles, that is. And then we'll be able to have a transfer of thermal energy across that barrier, and the oil will then become cool in that manner. Oh, you're so hot! And you're sopping wet and you're covered in oil. Alright, yeah, already we can see an exchange of energy, of thermal energy. We have a decent amount of stability right now. You know, we got electricity, we got food, we got plenty of oxygen, so we have time to experiment with things like this. So this is where things lie. We have our metal tiles causing heat exchange between these two areas, the hot oil and the cold hydrogen. We can see that the oil is at 53.4 degrees Celsius, and it is decreasing. It's down to 53.3 now. 53.2. I mean, considering that we're talking about more than 800 kilograms of oil, this is a pretty significant temperature drop, though it will take some time to actually get it down. But yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. So, I mean, there are other things we can do. For example, like, we don't need to have oil here. We could have a polymer press here. So then the polymer press would get cooled simply via the heat exchange by metal tiles. So we can put maybe other stuff around here. I'm definitely going to set up some exosuit docks, so we'll build an airlock. We can get in here and fix these pipes and maybe do things a bit more intelligently. Yeah, you can see the heat exchange happening here. It's getting quite warm in the Thermo Nullifier chamber. This hydrogen is 40 degrees Celsius. Over here in this corner, it's minus 35 degrees Celsius. We probably should have some temp shift plates in here as well to distribute the heat. But we'll be able to, once we get our exosuit docks set up, we'll be able to get in here and do all of that stuff. Even if this oil takes a long time to cool down, I think that's okay, because we don't really need it for cooling just yet. We can just sort of let it sit here for a while and mature, become cold oil. And by the time that happens, we'll probably have a real need for it, and that should work out well. So that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up, and I hope to see you all next time. Have a great day.